Hello, everybody! Oh, come on, you can do better than that. I said, hello, everybody! Oh, fabulous. Nice to meet you all.
December to January in the UK is still Panto season. I say still because honestly, I thought that Panto might have died out in the years since I came to live in the USA. But no, I'm happy to say my assumption was wrong. I'm happy because for me, Panto was one of those kid things that finds a little place in your heart and just kind of nestles in there through to adulthood. Like running barefoot, playing tag, or just being silly with your friends. Now bear in mind it's been close to 60 years since I saw my first Panto, so I actually had to research a lot of this video and have my niece in Scotland proofread it to make sure I got it right. I'll have a couple of updates from her nearer the end. For most in the US, the contraction Panto probably doesn't mean anything, and pantomime in the US generally refers to acting out something with gestures and facial expressions, as epitomized by the late, great Marcel Marceau. In the UK and some other parts of the world, Panto refers to a pretty specific kind of comical musical theatre that happens around the end of the year. It's a holiday tradition for many, like putting up pretty lights and go-reading. Pantos are aimed squarely at kids, but like the best family entertainment, there is almost always something for adults in there too. Some sly references that will go over the kids' heads but keeps parents engaged. Plus, being able to enjoy Sir Ian McKellen, yes, Gandalf, in drag and being silly would keep me watching. More on celebrity participation later. The Victorian era in the UK saw the development of the familiar trappings of the classic British Panto, including outlandish costumes, broad comedy, celebrity guests, and audience participation. The innovations of the Victorians cemented pantomime as a popular art form. However, the origins can be traced back as far as 16th century Italy, where the commedia dell'arte tradition featured dance, music, tumbling, acrobatics, and a cast of mischievous stock characters. In the early 18th century, commedia characters began to appear on the London stage in the UK, with pantomimes based on classical stories, set to music but without speech. The modern traditional panto follows some of the elements of a variety show, with the particular story being used as a framework to showcase the various performers and acts in the production. One of the biggest features of traditional panto is audience participation. This is not the kind of event where you sit quietly, laugh politely, and applaud appropriately. No, Panto is raucous street theatre brought inside and thrown in your face. The audience is encouraged to boo the baddie, argue with the dame, and warn the hero if the baddie shows up. He's behind you! Some pantomime characters in the UK include a principal boy, a young male character, often the hero of the story, traditionally played by a female actress. Hey, it's Panto, just go with it. Principal girl, a young female character, often the love interest of the hero, played by a female actress. Pantomime dame, a male actor dressed in exaggerated female clothing, often playing the role of the hero's mother or a comedic character. As mentioned briefly before, Sir Ian McKellen, at age 83, played the dame in Mother Goose in the 2022-23 season. And it's not uncommon for big-name performers to appear in Panto, and this has been going on for years. Pantomime baddie, the villain of the story, such as the Wicked Queen in Snow White or the Giant and his servant in Jack and the Beanstalk. The henchman, usually the sidekick to the baddie, the henchman can take a number of forms. Fairy, a magical creature who helps the hero and provides guidance and protection. Comic, a character who provides comedic relief and interacts with the audience, often played by a well-known comedian. Ensemble characters, various other characters such as the Seven Dwarfs in Snow White or the animals in Cinderella. From a 2021 survey, the most popular UK pantos were, in order of popularity, Cinderella, Jack and the Beanstalk, Aladdin, Snow White, and Dick Whittington. I'm always slightly amused when people in the US always assume British entertainment is consistently highbrow and sophisticated. I can assure you that's a very filtered view, and watching some Panto will quickly disabuse you of any such notion. They are great fun, but remember, it's basically for kids. It's broad, noisy, and silly. If you channel your inner 8-year-old, you will have a blast. You can find quite a few complete Pantos on YouTube, so you have no excuses. I said at the start I was a little surprised that Panto was still going strong, but then the pantomime tradition has evolved over the years, adapting to the fashion and tastes of the times. My niece mentioned a couple of things that bear upon this. In Scotland at least, the Pantos have a very local flavour. In fact, she had never heard of Dick Whittington, one of the most popular ones I mentioned earlier, so that must be a predominantly English favourite. She also made me aware of A Play, a Pie and a Pint at a venue in Glasgow, Scotland, which features lunchtime theatre for adults. They also have A Pie, a Pint and a Panto when Panto season comes around. These are more adult versions of the classic Panto with more satirical and adult-themed humour. This flexibility has contributed to the Panto's longevity and continued relevance as a quirky but much-loved form of entertainment in the UK and in other countries. Hey, thank you for watching, and check out the links below for more Panto goodness.